I'm using a light rod here. You're using a light rod too. Talk about the nice fish. Talk about the line test and what kind of rods you recommend for using it up here in this river.
Well, we've got a lot of rock up here. The rock beats your line up quite a bit. I would suggest anything in between 6 to 10 pound. Your jigging rod's probably more 6 or 8 pound. I always like now this happens to be a light rod because I like to have a little fun with them.
Right.
But a medium light to a medium rod will do just about everything you want.
And line test now?
Well, I'm using a 10 pound with a thin diameter. So
what kind of line would that?
Well, this is Stren Magnathin. 10 pound Stren Magnathin.
But it gives you the diameter of what, say 6 pounds?
6 pound, right? It's very thin.
And
gives me a strength of a 10. Because every so often, you never know when that pike or that muskie is going to grab,
right.
And you want just a little bit of an edge.
Yeah.
You're trying to land on it.
Right. Oh, nice fish.
That's a nice fish.
Very nice fish. You know what? I'm getting too old for his bending over. Can't these fish climb up here?
That's a nice 15-inch fish.
Yeah, that's a nice fish. Again, talk about boat positioning for us right here. You are actually getting the boat in the right position so that we can fish this edge, and they are right on the edge of that fast water. They're coming out, and that's one thing you got to remember, the boat positioning. Otherwise, we could be willy-nilly here.
All over the place, right?
And now for a closer look at today's tackle, Delaware Valley Outdoors presents the Tackle Box. For more information about the tackle used on today's show, go to DelawareValleyOutdoors.com.
Lance, we're here at the tackle box section of the show, and we were almost one-dimensional today with the jerkbait situation, but you recommended a number of other baits that you could use in the river through fall, through springtime. These are your favorite ones right here. What do we have here?
That's a 3-inch trick stick from Alluring Baits. One of my favorites, green pumpkin with a chartreuse tip. That thing will work almost year round, and the walleye just love it.
And how do you work this? You want on a jig head?
There's several ways, but the way that I'll use it mostly will be on a jig head with an exposed hook.
Another favorite color here?
That one is a green pumpkin with blue fleck in it. When you have a somewhat sunny day out, that blue glitter in there will make that show up just a little bit better to the fish, causing a good strike.
And I guess you can't go fishing without one of these.
An old-time favorite, brown pumpkin. You can always get a hit on brown pumpkin.
Now, is that more of a summertime bait or more of a year-round bait? Doesn't really matter.
Brown pumpkin is definitely a year-round bait. That shows up nicely in the water. The only time you do have a little trouble with it would be in a muddy situation.
Okay. Now here's a bait that I'm surprised that I'm used to throwing big spinner baits. You guys throw smaller spinner baits up here. Tell me what we have here.
That particular spinner bait is one that I made up specifically for dirty water, muddy water, and when it's just about dark out. We call that an LD thumper. You can see the blade is a number 4 Colorado blade. And it's got a 1/4 ounce weight on it. Again, you can put a trick stick on that or just about any plastic on it. But the advantage with that is you can go very slow along the bottom with a heavyweight jig. That big Colorado blade holds up the heavy weight.
And you get a good spin on it, so you don't have
good
to really
spin on it. The fish can see that flash from quite a distance, and the vibration is fantastic.
And you said you liked the gold color, the copper color blades.
Most of the time up here on the North Branch, we have stained water. And in stained water, I really like the gold. If we had clear water, I would go more towards the silver.
And a single blade, no double blades? This is what you find that works the best?
In the spring, we do some with double blades, but the single blade will work year round. In the spring, sometimes we'll use a double blade, a bigger a bigger spinner just because we try to get a muskie or a pike on them.
Mm-hmm. And you can't go smallmouth fishing without using a crankbait.
Oh, it's an old-time favorite.
Mm-hmm. And what's this one here? This is a great one.
Well, that's a Rebel crayfish crankbait. And it's got BBs in it. It's made for, that particular one is a deep diver that'll go down to 6 foot, dig them up off the bottom. Again, we have stained water here, or it's a good in a muddy water situation, and it just plows the bottom.
Yeah, because that'll make it almost looks like a crayfish then when you get
That's
that puff
right.
of mud coming off of that and really attracts them. Now, do you fish this again springtime through the summer and the fall, or just springtime?
I use this mostly in dark water type situations. It wouldn't matter to me what time of the year it was really. Now, it's not a cold water bait. You have to go slow in the cold water, as you know. So that's a chase bait, so I would do that more in the warmer water.
Okay, so now we have the bait that we tore them up with today.
Right.
And this is your favorite bait. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Well, that's a Rapala X-Rap Extreme, size number 8. And that happens to be their gold color. With the gold, anything with an orange belly seems to work great here.
And this is a suspending jerkbait.
Suspending jerkbait, neutral buoyancy.
And again, how we worked it was just twitching it and then just letting it sit there, and then this fish would.
And as you found out, you had to see what the fish wanted, a fast jerk, or today, quite often, they wanted it slower.
A slow moving bait. And again, just suspending there like that. Okay, one other thing that quickly, if you recommended somebody to come out here, what size rod, what size type of reel, and what size line?
Well, as I tell folks, any rod will work, but some rods you'll have a little more fun with than others. I like to use, I recommend a medium light rod, 6.5, 7 foot long, with a fast action tip. That will probably do most of your, take care of most of your needs on the river.
And 6, 8, 10 pound test, whatever you feel comfortable with?
Yes, they will all work. I happen to use a 6 pound, or I'm sorry, I happen to use a 10 pound Strand Magnathin, which has 6 pound diameter. It gives me strength in case I get that muskie on, and it gives me a fine diameter for long casting.
And that's the tackle box.
That one bent your rod over.
I did. He's going. Get up here. This fish thinks he's a lot stronger, man.
Oh, yes.
All right, come here now. All right, come on, just let me touch it. Just let me touch it. Oh, it's a strong fish here. Get up in here. It's a nice fish. Oh, wind blowing me.
Going down the current.
Going down the current. Oh, that's a nice fish. Lance, I want to thank you for bringing me up here on the North Branch of the Susquehanna River. If you want more information, go to our website, Delaware Valley Outdoors. Writes a column for us, gives all the reports up here. You'll enjoy his work. Hey, I'm Bob Murray. I'll see you on the water. Nice fish. Nice fish. Again, on that sweep.
Right along the sweep.
Yeah,
That's
right on the sweep.
On the jerkbait. Oh, he really slammed you.
Oh, he got off.
Fiddle, fiddle, he's off. He's off. That was a nice fish. That was a fish.
See how wide that fish was?
I know, that was a good 17, 18 inch fish. Oh well, even guides screw up.